Good morning. If you hire your boat from Stalham, you'll motor down the River Ant and probably bypass How Hill. Similarly, if you hire your boat from anywhere else, you might motor up the River Ant to visit Stalham and bypass How Hill. And that's a shame, because How Hill is well worth visiting. Mooring's free for up to 24 hours, and there's quite a lot of mooring spaces and plenty to see there. A short distance up the track from the Staithe, you'll come across a very attractive large house. This is How Hill House, and is the centre of an educational charity, the How Hill Trust, which was established in 1984. School children and adults stay here on educational courses. The gardens around the house are open to the public when there's no courses running. If you want to visit when the gardens are open, you can contact the Trust on 01692 678 555 to check opening times. There's also a secret garden here, which is open to the public. Many people come to How Hill and miss the secret garden. To find it, follow the gravel track up the slope behind the back of How Hill House. You'll arrive at a gate on the left-hand side. The sign on the gate says How Hill Wood. Go through the gate and follow the path which winds through the woods, and it's a lovely walk. Dogs are allowed here too. The path leads down a slope and you'll see a sign for the secret garden. You've arrived. And here we are at the secret garden. There are boardwalk paths all around the garden, as it can be quite wet at times. As we walk round, you'll see that there are many interconnected ponds and channels surrounded by raised peat beds. In spring, these gardens are a tropical blaze of colour as the various azaleas and rhododendrons come into flower. There are also specimen trees, including the dawn redwood, swamp cypresses and pin oaks, together with several exotic shrubs. The ponds are home not only to lilies but also to plants which were once common in the Norfolk Broads, but have now become quite scarce. When you walk back down the track, you'll see a small cottage. This is Toad Hall Cottage. This cottage has been home to generations of eel catchers. After being derelict for many years, it's now a Grade 2 listed building and preserved as a museum. We enter the cottage and find that it's been furnished with Victorian period items to give visitors a good feel for how life was lived here 150 years ago. This doesn't look much like your kitchen, does it? This room is filled with the eel catcher's tools of the trade, all handmade. Upstairs we find two bedrooms, one leading on to another. Outside, the Victorian garden's been recreated. Mainly vegetables, of course. Everything has its season. No salads in winter here. There's also a wildlife trail at How Hill. Dogs aren't allowed to go into the wildlife area, so we couldn't walk around. Other people that we met, though, said it was well worth a visit. One of the Norfolk Broads wherries is based at How Hill from May to September. Hathor was built in 1905 and has an Egyptian-themed interior. That's why it's called Hathor, after the Egyptian goddess of motherhood, love, joy, fertility dance and beauty. You can look around the boat when it's moored at the Staithe. There are also organised day trips on Hathel, and you can find details of these online. There are no pubs at How Hill, but there are signposted walks to Ludham and Ludham Bridge, where you will find a pub. As you can see, there's plenty to do and see at How Hill. So next time you're on the Broads, if you haven't stopped at How Hill before, why not add it to your to-do list? If you've enjoyed this video, please leave a comment. And thanks very much for watching.